Hey Keepers, what do you say? What do you know? This is the Keeper coming at you from the man cave. Hey, today's video is just a mass glob of a bunch of various things. Stuff maybe you thought of, stuff you didn't think of. Blah boom, woof and fizzy, blah blah blah, and yada yada yada. Okay, okay. First thing. Okay, a lot of us have computers, all right? What do you do when your hard drive is getting full? Well, what I did was I bought an external hard drive, all right? Especially if all the keyboard videos I make, they eat up hard drives, so I store them on an external hard drive. Well, this hard drive is getting pretty full, so I went out and bought another one. These are really cool. You could also use these to back up everything and then organize a lot of stuff. So I gotta organize, do a lot of organizing, and take a lot of stuff out of my computer and put them into these. All right. This is 500 gigabyte, I believe, and they're about $28. All right. I don't know if you thought of these or not, if you knew about them, but if you want to give yourself more hard drive space, this is a cool way to go. Okay. Also, I am going to see the neurologist tomorrow and find out what the hell's going on with me. I made a video for all my Facebook friends because I normally don't hang out on Facebook as much as I used to. Then also I have that Facebook group, Keyboard Talk. I really don't hang out there a lot as much as I should. So that video was kind of made for those two groups, and I put it up on Facebook because you guys, could see that too. All right. Next, this is a cool thing. I don't know whether I talked about this or not, but like, I have a ton of cassettes. All right. Well, I bought this up, and you might have seen it on another video I grouped it in with some other stuff. But what this is, it's a cassette unit, and you put this in your computer, and you play your cassettes, and it will, you can put your cassettes directly in the computer, and you can burn them off as CDs or whatever. Really cool. And then I made that video on how I organized my keyboard cave. Well, a friend of mine, Jeremy from Alabama, hey Jeremy, he sent me a couple of these up. Now, if you don't want to go all the way like I did and buy two big mixers, they have these. And these are tiny little mixers. And my friend Jeremy swears by them. He says they're loud and they're clean. All right? And I got two of these. I'm currently not using them because of you, Jeremy. You're supposed to send them out to me, and you waited a couple months to send them, and I ended up buying the two big mixers. But I got two of these. They're really cool, and you can use these. Now, the only problem is, now they got a volume for everything in the master volume, and but they have switches here. If you hit the one switch, it's a mono. Yeah, you hit it again, it's stereo. So what you need is a ring tip sleeve cable to actually to do left and right into it, and it's called an insertion cable. And I believe I have one up here somewhere, and I'm looking. My eyesight ain't that great right now, but well, basically what it is, it's a female ring tip sleeve, and it goes into 2/4 inch plugs. All right. So if you want to use this and run your keyboard stereo, you're going to need a bunch of insert cables to do that. But this is pretty cool. And according to Jeremy, I think these are under $20. All right. So they're really cool. And then the final thing. Oh, I had a couple little projects that I was doing, And that video that I made for that, which is the double Leapazoid pedal. All right, I talk about that. It's a video that I'm tacking at the end of this one, so you get to know more about this. All right, so we're gonna go over here, and let me move the camera so you can see what's going on here. We'll have a little fun here, and okay, that's done. This is done. Put that over there. And let's do a little zoom, zoom, zoom. And zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, that's pretty good. And let me show you what's been going on. Mainly with the Triton. And let me move my screen here so I can see what's up. Okay. Well, I've probably had a Triton for, I think, since 2005. I've had a Triton. All right. My first one was the same exact one as like this, but it was a 61. I wore it out. All the buttons quit working on it and stuff. And I ended up selling that one off, and I ended up getting the 76 version. And but over that long period of time, I have a lot of songs that were sequenced. Alrighty, and I got a package going out to Jeremy, and since he has one of these, I'm sending him a bunch of songs I sequenced on the CD. All right, because these have a CD burner in them. All right, see, these are CD burner, and you can burn all your songs and programs onto a CD and send them out. Actually, back when I was playing with the Vogues, later on in years, they used to fly me down to Vegas and stuff to do some shows with them. And back then, and I requested, because all you do, you just fly to the gig, all right? They'll send you a plane ticket and you just fly down. And then you requisition what keyboards you want. And what I wanted was, I wanted 3 Tritons, alrighty? And what I would do is I would load up my programs on CD, which they're probably in this stack somewhere for the Vogues. And when I get to the show, I would just load it into CDs, and it would be like my keyboards, alright? And really cool. But what I did was I sent Jeremy a bunch of sequence songs. Then while I was at it, I have like a whole shitload of songs sequenced on my hard drive. All right, and the thing is my hard drive is still almost full. There's probably like 500 songs in there on the hard drive, and it's still at least now full. But the problem is when you want to look for something, you have to scroll through all that. All right, so what I've been doing is I've been taking rewritable CDs, formatting them, and I would take like my jazz originals, and I would put those on one CD. Cover tunes, I would put those on another CD, and various categories. And that way, I'll free up hard drive space, which is not really a problem, but scrolling through everything, that's the problem. You do a lot of scrolling. And but in the process, I'm finding a lot of stuff I wrote that I never really processed. And let's see, I'm gonna bring up a couple of these. Some of them are really cool stuff. And go to CD. Okay, are we on CD? Yes. And I'll scroll down to the bottom here. Yeah, like here's one. And load. Okay. He said load. Alright, like here's one I wrote, and I never did anything with it. It's called Snipe. And let's see.
There's a whole, I think there's like 6 movements to this. It goes through a lot of stuff, and it was really cool. I go, wow, that must have taken me like 18, 20 hours to make this. And so what I'll do is I'll run through it, make sure this is all mixed down pretty good, pop it into the Tascam, then start adding E3 and some other cool things. But there's a lot of really cool things I found. This one here is pretty cool. And it's like stuff, we're talking like over 20 years of creating. And there's stuff that I did, but I never finished it. And really cool stuff. There's another one.
And there was one, you know, my eyes are so damn bad, man. I hope they do something with this. There was one, it got a lot of blues. Oh, this one's really cool. Check this one out. I called it "Duh." So we'll listen to a little bit of "Duh." But you know, this is all stuff I created and I never did anything with. And I think this is the blues one. And what I'm thinking about this one is I got a friend, and he just moved back from Vegas, and this guy is like one of the best harmonica players I've ever heard. And I'm thinking about giving him a call, him a call, and have him come down. Now I had plans to do this, and I was gonna bring him in like on the song Chicken Shack, and a bunch of those songs. But I found this one, perfect blues tune, and get carried away, man. But there's all type of stuff on there, man. I'm like losing my mind. I mean, especially now with all this stuff I'm going through, my ability to create is kind of limited. But I got all this stuff that I found. Man, there's like 30, 40 of these. And I only nibbled at the hard drive. And but I probably have like 30, 40 songs on the CD right now. And but once I go down, now it takes time to do that, because what you got to do is you go in the disc, all right. Then you find the song, so you have to load it, all right. So you load it, and then in your utility, when you have to go back to disc after you load the song, all right, and you have to change it from hard drive to CD. So once you do that, then you have to hit save. Now you're saving the song you just loaded from the hard drive. Now you're saving it to your CD. So it takes a lot of time to do it. And I spent like probably 4 hours yesterday of doing just like maybe like 30, 40 songs. But I spent all day doing it. But basically this is what I've been doing the last couple of days. And then after I come back from the neurosurgeon tomorrow, find out what's going on, I'll clue you all in on my latest health debacle, or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to get started on the Behringer Pro 800, because I need to get back to that. And especially with all the processing I added to it. And I'm going to teach you guys how to get around on that. Then also, while we're in the synthesizer section, I'm going to teach you all about ADSRs and how to use them and how to get various sounds out of that. So we got one more video coming up. It's just a couple things I created, and it's only like 5 minutes long, or blah blah blah, yada yada yada. So there's that video. And thank you guys for watching, and let me know about what you think of some of this stuff here. And I'm going to get to work on a lot of this stuff. And also, when I bring my buddy up on the harmonica, I'm going to make videos of that. You guys got to check this guy out. He is so badass, man. Okay? God bless. See you when I see you. Don't forget, one more video coming. Hey, Key Rose, what do you say? Hey, this is a quick video. About more or less my electronics room where I create everything. And I want to tell you about this little pedal I made. I call it the Double Leapazoid pedal. And this is something I built like 3 years ago, and for some reason I never completed it. And it was just laying around, and I looked at it. I said, wait a minute, let's finish this up. And basically, what I needed was, I wanted two little sustain pedals. Basically, one to do a Leslie and one to work as a hold pedal for another keyboard. And so what I did was I just built it as small as I could. And this will do one, and this will do the other. And then it has normally open and normally closed jacks for each one. Normally open, normally closed. Alrighty, but it's a small pedal, and so you can put this on your pedal board for for that little extra stuff you need it to do. This year's going to go over where the synthesizers are, and because I got some chaos going over there, this will eliminate it. Another thing, once in a while I get a bug up my butt. And when I get a bug up my butt, I have to act on it because I'm very anal. And, well, I was thinking, wonder if I could build my own volume pedal from scratch. And I was able to do it. And so I built this. This is a prototype, all right? And it's a volume pedal. And the hard thing was I had to figure out, how can I get a pedal to turn a knob? So what I did with, see if we get a little bit more light here. what I did was I put like a I don't know if you can see that. Um, it's just I tapped and dialed this to go over the volume control, and I bent it at a 90. Then I made these little levers, all right, and that turns the knob. So you have it in and out, you know what I mean? But also, I could convert this into an expression pedal, and all you do is you come out of the in and out, and you wire these to a ring tip slave cable, and it will work as a expression pedal too. All right, but the thing that's cool about it is I have volume pedals that I bought, and this works really good because it gives me a long slope, and I'm able to I can punch it like a B3, alrighty, and but it's homemade. So, but I have the prototype that I built, and then so all I'm going to do is I'm gonna build another one and improve on it, and but I just figured I'd share this stuff with y'all. Okay, that's all I got for you, man. So I'm out of here. God bless. See you when I see you.